I want to ride my bicycle. And that's exactly what we're going to do on June 25th, 2022 at 5 p.m. in North Park. That's in Allison Park, PA. We will be meeting at the Pie Trainer Field parking lot. If you come early, you can grab a Cycletopia t-shirt for $15. They're on sale, or you can grab one ahead of time at Zach's Bike Shop in McKeesport, PA. They're also co-hosting the ride event with us, and you can grab one of their t-shirts. You can choose Team Zach or Team Cycletopia. Go down there, check them out. They have a ton of new bikes as well, so if you need a new bike for the ride, give them a call, go down there. They're great guys, and they can definitely help you out down there. Anyway, so now I want you to head out to North Park, June 25th, 2022. The ride starts at 5 p.m. We're going to ride the street first, and then we're going to do some mountain biking on the trails. We'll probably meet at the Skills Park or back at the Pie Trainer parking lot after we ride the street. Some people don't mountain bike, but we want to include everyone. So if you have a one wheel, a skateboard, a bicycle, whatever you want to do, even if you want to come and just hike the trails and just be a part of the event, you are welcome to stop out and hang out with us. So again, that is North Park in Allison Park, PA, Pie Trainer Ball Field on June 25th. 5 p.m. is when we want to start riding, and we'll see you out there. Ride the vibe. For more information about this event, please email incycletopia@gmail.com, or you could head to our website at www.cycletopiamtb.com. Thank you for listening. This episode is brought to you by Zach's Bike Shop. Zach's Bike Shop is in McKeesport, PA, 3014 Walnut Street. They do bike repairs. They sell accessories. They have brand new bikes. If you need work done on your bike, they can definitely hook you up. So go down there and check them out. If you want to give them a call first, it's 412-751-5278. You can buy your accessories. They have new seats. They have everything. So whatever you need for your bike, they probably have it. Also, this episode is brought to you by Poopsie's Pet Services. Poopsie's Pet Services is serving most of the Allegheny and Westmoreland counties. If you give them a call, they will come scoop the poop that your pet makes in your yard. So if the waste your pet makes needs cleaned up and you are too pooped to scoop, call Poopsie's Pet Services. Their phone number is 412-482-4600, or you can email them at poopsies, Poopsies 412@gmail.com. Now here's the episode.
I put lead shots through my brain every time I go insane when I'm with you. People say I need some help. You're the love I never felt. Ooh. Wrap me up inside your world. I never really wanted for myself. Oh, take my keys and drive away. Hang my lonely soul upon the shelf. Don't know what to do. Baby, know it's true. I overdosed on you. I overdosed on you. I overdosed on you. I made every case I can. Oh my diagnosis so unclear. Try to go to sleep at night. All you do is whisper in my ear. Yeah, yeah. Don't know what to do. Baby, know it's true, I overdosed on you. I overdosed on you. I overdosed on you. Don't you know there was a simple time before you went run my life? Come on, baby, don't you cry for me. Oh yeah, overdosed on you. I overdosed on you. I overdosed on you. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Luke Weltz.
That's an original song of mine. I wrote that a couple years ago. It's called Overdose on You.
Oh, I love it. I do love it. Sounds great. Thank you for coming here today. And so I'm with Luke Weltz. He's a musician. We're in the Pittsburgh area. He's from Latrobe.
Big town Latrobe.
And tell us about yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so a little overview on me. Been playing piano 20 years. Started getting involved in bands when I was around 15. And from there on, I basically backed up a lot of bands. Last Resort, Warehouse 11, or So It Seems. And around my mid-20s is when I wanted to start branching out and doing some stuff for myself. So I started the Luke Weltz Band. And we've been together for a year and a half now. And we've played a couple festivals. We're actually playing Millville Music Fest this month. We have some other festivals lined up. I also play keys in two other groups. One's called 18 at Heart, and they do basically classic 80s music. A lot of Motley Crue, like Detroit Rock City, Round and Round, stuff like that. It's fun. It's really fun music. And then another group I play in called Big Trouble. They do rock and a little bit of pop, more dance crowd music. We just played a show.
Awesome.
Yeah, we just played a show last weekend with them. It was the Halfway to Halloween show at Greenhouse Winery.
Yeah.
And they had costumes, and they had a costume contest. There's people run around
Oh, man,
different
I wish
stuff
I'd known
on.
about that one.
I didn't even know about that one. I showed up dressed in regular clothes, and everybody was wearing Ghostbuster gear. I'm like, what? You know? And I was totally left out. I missed the message.
Oh, man. I forgot to dress up one time when I was at work, and I just took everybody's badges and put it on, and I said I was wait, let me see if I can think. I said I was like a personality disorder or something. Because I had all the personalities on me.
Yeah, it's fun to dress up. I'm really in the fashion. I'm really into the stuff, like the aesthetic look. Like when you're playing, don't just show up in jeans and a t-shirt, you know? Wearing stuff, it's like, it helps you, helps your confidence, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems, it's, I think, to each their own type of deal. Like it depends, like what you're doing, I think that works with what you're doing.
Yeah, I just don't
know
care.
some guys that do t-shirt and jeans and it works with what they're doing, which is not the same thing you do.
I'm still finding that out too.
Yeah.
You know, changing.
But you always get that hat.
Yeah, I gotta stop doing that. The
you
hat,
don't wanna
no,
wear the hat?
it's just I gotta find the right hat. I need a hat, but that's not the right hat for me.
Okay.
I look like a Amish, like I work on Amish
Maybe a
farm.
fedora.
No. I tried. That's what I started out wearing was fedoras. And no, I think for me it's just finding the right hat. You know, it's hard. There's so many to pick from.
So many. Maybe a raspberry beret.
Or those like Kentucky Derby hats where it looks like the wind just hit them. Those are great.
The giant like flower and feather on one side.
Yeah.
Or you mean the round ones?
Yeah, kind of like
I'm thinking of the girls' hats.
It's like the
it's a derby.
Derby hat.
Yeah.
That just happened. I was watching that. That's such a commercialized thing, the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
You know,
it's very extravagant.
Yeah,
overdone.
It reminds me of the casino world. You know.
Oh, that's right. That's where your regular gig is.
Yeah. So I have a full-time job. You know, I never was the guy to be like, I'm just gonna do music full time because I always, had to support myself, and to really make money off music now, it's very, very difficult. But that's why you work a day job, because that money that I get goes back into like merchandise and other stuff.
Your day job is like really super early in the day.
It is. It is. There's been nights I've left the bar, at 2, 3 in the morning just to go like have my clothes ready and just walk into work all packed up. Just, it's the nightlife. That's where I kind of thrive.
Yeah.
But I'm also a morning person too.
Yeah.
I like getting up and having coffee.
You just like being up.
Yeah. I just don't sleep ever.
Screw that sleep stuff. We don't need any of that.
I could sleep anywhere though. It's great. You could tell I'm totally sleep deprived, because I'm one of those people I could fall asleep right now, at any moment. But it's not great, but I think you need to have like chaos. Like for me, and being 20, I'm 28, so this is the time for me to kind of have a chaotic lifestyle, and this would be different if I was 50. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be out for nights on end, and I'd want to be home by 8.
Yeah. I hear you there.
Yeah. So.
What's like one of your funniest experiences?
Funniest experiences? Oh my God. One time somebody spit a loogie in my drummer's drink.
Ew.
And he just took it right down the hatch. Mm-hmm.
On purpose?
He didn't know.
Oh.
He didn't know.
You didn't
Somebody
warn
at the
him?
bar.
You didn't warn him?
I didn't know.
Oh.
It was his drink. It was at a gig, and I was over doing something else, and he was on stage, and I guess, whoops, airplane mode. But yeah, somebody just dropped one in his drink, and he swallowed it. I remember on the microphone, he's like, "Yeah, whatever. Can you swear on here?"
I don't care.
Okay,
you say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's what America is to me. So yeah, he's like, "Who the fuck spit in my drink?" And he was just upset the whole night. We never found out who did it.
Yeah.
So must have made some enemies. I don't know.
That reminds me of a story. So when I was in college, I went to PTI Boyd. We were going on a trip for Habitat for Humanity, and we were going to Homestead, Florida, which is a lot like Homestead, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. We went down to Homestead, only more hotter, whatever. But we were leaving, and we were all on a bus, and so I guess we were maybe like on the road, and the guys, since they couldn't smoke, they were chewing, and they were using like their empty pop cans to spit in.
Oh,
and the one girlfriend picked up the wrong can and drank it. And I just watched her, I watched the whole scene go down. I watched her pick it up, drink it, and she it was horrible. Her face was funny.
I come from a lot of people in my family that chew tobacco, so it's one of those things. Yeah, you gotta smell it first before you drink it.
Yeah, she didn't know that. I'm sure she does now.
It's a disgusting habit. I used to chew tobacco, 10 years I started when I was 9. I started chewing tobacco at 9 years old and went till 19, and then just dropped it because I was like, this is horrible for me,
Yeah, I smoked. I never chewed, but I smoked, and I quit June 9th, 2019. Since that day, I've had one cigarette.
Nice. Thanks. What happened that day that made you want to have a cigarette?
Somebody ticked me off of the other gender.
Yeah.
He was a male. Just for everybody to know what gender that is.
Yeah, right. Now, who knows? It could have been Stacy the guy, or trans. Yeah, because now that's happening. It was funny. There was an episode happening last week. I had to take a CPR class for the casino. I need to get my CPR
Where did
certified.
you get that? Because I might have to do that again, but I might have to do it in person this time.
My company provided it for me,
but
you can go through Red Cross or maybe
okay.
Maybe see what other health organizations are offering out there.
I'm going to be starting a job as a personal trainer.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That was my first job out of college. I worked at a place called Innate Fitness, and it was a big warehouse complex kind of. It was like more of a CrossFit thing where there was grass, and then they had rubber, monkey bars.
Have sledding?
They had sledding. You could crawl sled. You could walk sled. They even had like those Olympic stones. It was for some
familiar with that.
Like you see in the World's Strongest Man competitions, they have to carry a cement stone to another pillar and throw it up on there.
And then they pull a truck with their legs.
Yeah. It was for some people who really wanted to get after it. But they also did sports training. Like there was high school athletes that would come there and work out. So it was more of a customized gym. It wasn't really like an open to the public thing where 24/7 anybody can walk in.
Yeah.
So because I graduated with a sports medicine degree, and there wasn't any jobs in the hospitals I was finding, so I started out at a gym because it was health related. So
Right.
it was fun.
You
I
could do
enjoyed
like
it.
physical therapy assistant or something.
Yeah. I worked in Dr. Masterson's office with a concussion specialist. I worked in PT clinics and then a couple high schools and some colleges.
How old were you when you did all that?
Probably 23, 24.
Wow.
Couple years, just 3-4 years ago. Hmm.
You've done a lot so far.
Yeah. Well, that's what life's about, right? You
Yeah.
gotta just taste a little bit of everything. So
Yeah.
that's why my acts always, even when it even shows in like the way I play, I'm not usually playing the same thing or doing the same thing all the time. Yeah, like solo act, I always have 2 instruments, but I start out on one. I just like to be able to flow. It seems to be where I tend to thrive rather than being stuck doing one thing. I don't like that guy, like the keyboard guy. Like that's why I always got, hey, you play keyboard, you're the keyboard guy. It's like I am, because I spent 20 years on that thing, but doesn't mean like this is
the only thing I do.
only thing
You don't
I
like
do,
you kind of like me. I don't like being put into a box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why I have like all these different things I do. I juggle, I scare act. Now I'm learning guitar, mountain biking.
Mm-hmm. You went this morning, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I drove all the way to Alameda yesterday because me and my friend went Tuesday, and I was all pumped up, and I wanted to ride again. And then so I went yesterday. I did half the miles we did Tuesday, and then I went this morning to White Oak real quick because I wanted to try my action cam.
Is it a GoPro you attach to the handlebars?
A friend of mine let me have his Ape Man, which is it's like a GoPro, but it's not. So
knockoff.
That's
kinda.
what. Yeah, kind of. It's not too bad though. It seems it's not a GoPro quality, but it's pretty decent. I mean, it has 4K capability, but when I put it on, that it's like really shaky. The stableness goes away. So I have to keep it on the 2 point whatever it is. Yeah, but I'm gonna be working with this place called Gym Guys, and they go personal training to like different houses and stuff.
Coffee burps. That's why.
That's okay. You're good.
Didn't want to go right into that for everybody.
Yeah, my friend actually burped when we were doing it, but it was hard to hear. But she usually burps like really loud.
I'm gonna let everybody know. I did that for one of my episodes opening up. I just burped real loud into the microphone. We just, you start this podcast the same way all the time. You try to mix it up, do something different. So
yeah,
flatulate.
I really enjoyed the song at the beginning, so now I don't need to worry about editing in an intro.
Right. I've played that song a long time. That song's been around for years.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's coming out on the record I got coming out in the next month or so here. It's going to be 16 songs altogether. We started recording it probably about 2 years ago at my buddy's studio, and we had the saxophones for Luke Weltz Band, Ray for East Coast Turnaround, do harmonica. We had one female vocalist and 2 different drummers, and then 6 different guitars for the whole thing. So
a lot of work.
It was a lot of patience working around everybody's schedule. Yeah, that's why it took almost 2 years, kind of.
Yeah.
And with the shows and stuff, like my drummer was actively working in my band and recording me at the same time. So.
Oh, he's your producer.
You can call him that, yeah. Yeah, with his studio. So we would get hung up with show season, and the record would slack, and so it took a lot of patience, but it's done, thank God. So I think I'm going over Sunday. We're going to finish the mastering process. Then hopefully have a date.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have like a release party or anything like that? Like a gig where you
wanted
play
to
it straight through? Or?
Yeah, I wanted to, but don't release a record right before summer because then you're already kind of booked up. You know what I mean? And it's kind of late in the year to do that. And I couldn't pinpoint a final day on this whole thing, or else I would have tried to set something up last September or October.
Yeah. Because
that would have been time to do it. So. Excuse me. So down the road here, yeah, we'll probably have something, but just try not to get my plate too full right now because we have, a couple festivals, a couple gigs out near like Carnegie.
Yeah.
The open mic, and so to me, live performing, it's kind of takes a little bit more of a priority than the record and stuff. Because in time, if you gain enough notoriety, enough for the active work, I feel like people will follow your music.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to fill up your plate. You can just get a smaller plate, and then you can go back for seconds.
Yeah. I have not been to a buffet. That reminds me, I have not been to a buffet in forever, but we always used to go when we were kids after church on Sundays and get Chinese food.
Yeah, I
That was like our
try
thing.
to stay away from them.
It's endless. It's just, it's a welcoming invite to feel like crap.
Yep, yep, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a trigger for my binge eating. I'm like,
I can relate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just slammed that coffee mug
you're
down.
fine.
I can relate because something a little personal, I guess. It's a deep cut from Luke Weltz. I used to purge, like for a while. I used to have bulimic episodes for like almost 2 years. Like back when I was going through kind of like that whole medical field, like 23, 24, a couple years ago. Horrible. And the world doesn't make it easy.
The purge.
Yeah. Yeah. You would eat a lot of food and then you would just kind of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, were you just scared to gain weight? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to be hot. that was really.
Well, it worked out. No,
It does now. It does now that I actually do things in a normal way.
Well, I saw that you work out a lot, huh?
I do. I love it. Twice a day. I try to go twice a day, 45 minutes, box and weightlifting. I don't do a lot of. I don't put myself under like barbells or use a lot of dumbbells because I find that I get injured that way.
I'm learning through that knees over toes guy we talked about, and through my classes. I have to take a course every year to keep up with my certification. I'm on my second course now, but the big thing is working those antagonist muscles so that you can support the other muscles you use all the time and help prevent injury.
Yeah, that's why calisthenics are great.
Yes.
Maybe change levels.
Planks and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I do a lot of that.
I love and hate planks.
I feel like they're really. I mean, I've been working out for years, pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
So I have to really feel a plank. It's like I got to sit there for a while and put a 45 plate.
Oh yeah, you're at a point where you're more advanced planking.
I used to teach yoga for a while.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome.
That was fun. That's where I learned how to do handstands.
Oh, that's right. He does handstands on stage. So go see Luke Weltz do a handstand.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. You won't regret it. You'll remember me. I'll do something stupid. That's like, because you gotta sell not just like play. I think a lot of bands fall into this where they put music over memories. Like you're really there to provide a service, make a memory for somebody. It's like, yeah you might play a kick-ass song, but.
I was talking to one of the people that run Fright Nights, and I'm always trying to get them to like at some point, almost like a flash mob type of thing, but like play a song that's completely not scary. And for some reason, David Essex, Rock On, Rock On, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I wanted to play that at a certain time, like people from every haunt like gather at one place, and like whoever's in between all of us at that time, like we all just start honing in on these people, whoever they are, during this song, and then I don't know, figure something out and do something in unison or whatever. And I just think that would be, they would never forget that. Like all of a sudden, David Essex started playing all throughout Kennywood and all these different, you know what I mean? But yeah, everybody that's in that book I was telling you I was listening to too. They're talking about how we relate everything to music, everything we hear or what are doing during the time we're listening to a song, whatever. Like I have so many. I'm always recalling memories when I'm listening. Like this song reminds me of this or this person or that.
That person for sure. Yeah, I can look at somebody and be like, man, I could write a song about this person. About things they don't even know about themselves just by watching the way they act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Have you ever had somebody write a song about you?
No.
I had one person write 2 songs about me, but he was a little crazy and we had to stop talking.
Ooh, yeah. Sounds like he had a tattoo of you on his ass.
No, he'd be too scared to get the tattoo, I think. And he was an excellent musician. It's just, it's a shame. I always say like that was like the worst part is that all this music he has inside of him is probably not going to get shared with the world. And he had one song that every single person I played it for was singing it by the end of the song, like one of those catchy type Sweet Caroline. It was called Caroline, but it was like one of those catchy ones or whatever. But anyway,
It's fun to write. It's fun. I've never wrote. I've mostly experiences. Sometimes about people though.
yeah.
I won't say who, but I have written a song about
Come on.
someone before.
Let's tell us who. I'm kidding. You don't have to.
It's I haven't been writing though recently. I have a lot since I've been moving. So I have found a lot of old originals because I'm moving out of my apartment. So there's like 15 to like 30 songs of just all the lyrics are there, and I wrote the keys that they're in. Mm-hmm. So eventually, when I try to go back and do my second record, I'll probably go back and dig into some of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have a song about being abducted by aliens called Neon Lights.
That's interesting.
It's a very cool song.
Yeah, It sounds like it is.
I wanted to put on this first record, but then we
give us a little taste.
I haven't played it in a long time.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and watch
No
the video
pressure.
again. I don't even know it.
It's okay.
Nothing's coming to mind. Yeah.
Next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to go back into some of those old songs because some of them were just written on keys, some of them were just written on guitar, and build around them again.
So, who is like what's your favorite genres personally that you like listening to? Like, I always ask people, what's your happy song?
My happy song, probably my originals. Maybe that's a little vain of me, but I feel like I'm not.
Well, if it didn't
anything.
have to be you, what song? What song?
I really like the '80s stuff because it reminds me of just like real fun workout music that I listen to.
That's true. That's
So,
true. There was
gets me going.
There was a TV show. Oh, it was one of the American Horror. I know you said you don't really watch much TV, but there was one of the American Horror series. You know what I'm talking
I do
about?
now. I do. Yeah.
It just came out a couple years ago. I don't know if they have new ones or not because I've not been watching it, but it was all 80. It was like taking place in the 80s, and just the intro and like the introduction they put together was amazing. Like super exactly 80s.
I love to go back there and play live music. I mean, because now, like the world, you just advertise on Facebook and people are on their phones too much.
Yeah.
It would have been fun to go back when everybody had landline and you had to staple your flyer on
Analog.
telephone poles and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have some flyers I was stapling to some trees
Nice.
for Cycletopia.
You gotta do a little bit of that. It's not all digital. Like I think there's digital work to be done, but you definitely have to do the groundwork and get face to face and put stuff in people's faces, like physical stuff. Because there's still people who want that.
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get that. Because sometimes I just wish all that could go away and we could, like, somebody could just knock on my door. Any of my friends listening, if you ever just want to knock on my door and come see me, come on over. Like, you know how usually you get a knock at the door and you're like, who's that?
Yeah, the milkman's been gone for years.
And you're like peeking through the window, like, no, like, who comes to your house anymore?
Right.
You
That's
know?
what I want to do when I get CDs or some. But that's the thing. Even CDs now. Who the hell has a CD? They don't make cars with CD players. So
Yeah, that's crazy. My car is a 2009 and it has a CD player and an auxiliary thing. There's no GPS or Bluetooth or anything like that.
No.
I was just thinking today about that, and I was like, man, I don't want a new car. I just want this car to last forever.
yeah, just want to stay where you're at. You don't want to get to that new Tesla world where everything's digital and touchscreen and automatic. You know.
It's cool. Like, it's cool to progress and to see how far we can push what we can do as in humanity, or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's scary because with all those cars and stuff, somebody could hack them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how easy is it going to get at some point for somebody to do that?
I think they could probably do it right now.
Well,
honestly.
no, they can do it now, but like at some point, it's going to become so easy. Like somebody, like a regular person, who wouldn't have to work too hard to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and hopefully we still have the old cars around to drive.
You piss someone off, and then they're like, "Well, screw you! I'm going to turn this red light green." And
Yeah. it could get bad.
yeah, I hope it doesn't. I hope for humanity to wise up a little bit more than they're doing right now.
I would just say stay out of cities. Like, I don't ever want to live in a city.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to live in the city anymore, but I like visiting the city.
Mm-hmm.
I like a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just it, but I like being suburb, city, rural. It just
Yeah.
depends on.
I like the in between. You know, like when we go play shows like near Pittsburgh, it's fun. We have a night, but to live there every day, like on top of each other with the
Yeah.
chit chat going around in town and all that, it's
Can't
just
have a fire outside in the backyard.
no. You have to stay in four walls, and hopefully you got enough electronics to keep you entertained.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then you got to worry about your electricity going out.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be off the grid in the middle of a city.
I think you'd be okay.
Off
You
the
walk out
grid-
your door and just grab someone's iPhone, or somebody would have something there for you.
You'd have to did you notice the lettuce that I'm growing on my windowsill?
I did not see that.
You'd have to start using your hydroponics to grow stuff inside your.
Yeah, I got a buddy who does
apartment.
that really good. He lives in Salzburg, and just buckets galore on his porch. Bunch of different stuff.
Does he do tomatoes?
He might. I haven't seen him in a while. It's been a while. Chris Volpe
interesting.
used to run the open mic down at Spiel's. And he was the guy who originally got me into music just in general, because he would help me get over the fear of like open mics. And then I remember when I wanted my first PA
Like stage
system.
fright.
Mm-hmm. Just thinking you're not good enough, or this isn't your thing. It's not meant for you.
Well, you're not. You're there to. I've adopted the you have to be bad at something before you can be good at it.
Oh yeah.
So that I try to remind myself of that, because I've had stage fright recently too. How me and Luke met was I went to your open mic night, and you were super great with me. You even gave me the chair I wanted and everything, and made sure everything was set up, and it was cool. And then kind of forced me to keep playing too, after I did like the one song. Yeah, so that was cool.
I love hosting. It's fun. It's a good experience for me because I get to kind of see like glimmers and stuff of like myself when I first started. And I'm not saying I'm like over the hump by any means, like at all. Like I'm still bad at something. I'm still bad at music. I'm still figuring it out. But it's just a constant growth thing. You never get to that spot where you're gonna ever be like, okay, I'm here, I'm happy. Like there's always something out there.
Steven Tyler said it best when he said, "Life's a journey, not a destination."
Yeah, everybody wants to get to that nice retirement home where they're walking across wheat fields in the sun and.
Yeah, Four Non Blondes seem to think of it differently though, because they're searching for a destination. I always think of those two songs when I think of one and then the other. I'm like, this is conflicting.
It's not a good way to live. Like if you want to get to a destination, because you're just reactionary if things don't go your way.
Yeah, that's what I love. I love that I've like realized, or not. I don't know if I would call it realized, but like I love the thought of there's just always something to learn and to push forward and to make better and improve on, and that's what juggling kind of brought that to light for me, because with juggling you're physically watching your progress, and you have to fail to succeed. There's no way around it. You're gonna drop a ball. You're gonna there's like absolutely no way. So but I went from I can't wait to do 50 catches in a row to a couple months later, because I would practice every day when I first started, every single day. And I remember being on the front porch and I was counting, and I got like over 200 or something, and I lost count, and I stopped and I'm like, oh, I guess that part's over. So then like the next thing was to learn tricks. But I love when I'm doing things and can progress like that and notice it about myself.
Yeah, it's great. And some people have nothing like that in their life, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Kind of sad for them. You hope they find something.
I hope they find something too. I'll teach you how to juggle.
I need to learn how to juggle, bend fire, do magic. I need to do a lot of stuff. I need, because
I'll teach you too. I meant like whoever's listening. I'll teach them too. If they can come to me, I'll help.
Yeah. You're very good. I got to watch you before we started. You're very good. So.
Yeah, I can. I'm pretty smooth with 3 balls. I've never got to 5. I can do 4 a little bit.
I'm on 2.
You're on 2?
I'm on 2.
I can totally get you on 3. Like it'd take 1 minute before you leave. I can show you how to learn 3.
I'm down. I have to get some materials at home, practice at home a little bit. I used to be able to. There was a period of time I picked it up, and it was like no. I think it was when I was in college.
You might be able to get a set at Five Below.
Yeah, yeah. I can go there. Five Below, Amazon.
Amazon has them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I tend to ship online now because the price of gas is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Instead of driving to the store all the time, I do want to get one of those.
But you're paying for the gas when they ship it.
True, that too.
Sort of, unless you have Prime.
I guess either way, I'm getting screwed. Yeah.
Well, it depends. Yeah. So if the store's on your way home from somewhere you already had to go, 2 birds, 1 stone,
Mm-hmm.
1 tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 tank of gas. Let me see what else I want to ask you here.
I like your house.
Oh, thank you.
It's very nice.
My house / studio /
How long have you been doing this for? Wow.
the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just started. This will be my 5th video that I'm posting on here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I just started. I've told this story. I'm probably going to tell it a ton of times, but when I wanted to start a podcast years ago, but then I just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know. I guess since I've been listening to so many podcasts, Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool,
Mm-hmm.
Knees Over Toes guy, like whoever else I listen to, and I don't know. It just hit me. I'm going to start one, and I wanted to make it about my guests mostly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like make it about bringing people in that are musicians and artists and entertainers and athletes and business owners, you know, everything. And I was thinking, I didn't know what to call it. So I own this company called Cycletopia, and it's just a really awesome logo, and it's me and my friends, we mountain bike, and it's a positive, what am I trying to say? Like, positive state of mind is what we promote mostly. Like, get out there, do stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and live in the moment. You know, when you get to that flow state, that's your cycletopia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
For me, that's when I'm eating.
just when you're
I'm in
eating.
my flow state when I'm eating. I'm just so happy.
Yeah, I get you there. So anyway, I was going to call it that, and I was like, I don't know, because I'm not going to make it all about that. And then something hit me with a conversation that I had with a friend of mine, and he was really tired and spreading himself real thin, and I have this sign in my kitchen, this little wooden sign in my kitchen that says, "You can't please everyone. You're not a taco."
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, we talked about this.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be a taco.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It hit me. I'm going to call it "Don't Be a Taco," and then did I tell you about what happened though?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I finally got everything set up, and then I was hesitating I was going to get on the mic and practice, and it was like a stage fright type of thing, or even a imposter syndrome type of thing, and I just kept hesitating, and then I was going to have a friend over, and we were potentially going to come on here and just check it out and see what it feels like to do it. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I know I'm hesitating to do this, as I'm like walking back and forth the day before. And then the next morning, I was in bed with my dog, and nobody else lives around here, or lives in my house, and there's no windows open, no doors, no fans, nothing. And I hear something fall. And then when I finally got up to look, the sign was in the middle of the floor. And I got a feeling like, is this good or bad? Or like, you know, I started, and a friend of mine earlier that year passed away, well, like last June, she passed away. And I don't know, I got a feeling it was her. And I was freaking out and texting my friend. And I'm like, I don't know what to think. Am I going to overthink this? Is this good? Is this bad? It feels like I felt like it was, because there was no way that it could fall off. The nail stayed in the wall, and the sign was in the middle of the kitchen. And
Ghost.
and I couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, this has to be something. And then she's like, well, I would take it as a sign because it's literally a sign.
It is a sign.
Right. So I tell my friend this when she comes over. We talk. We had a good time, whatever. And then I give her some food to take home. And I have like plastic containers in this top cabinet here. And on the left, well, the two bowls we used. So the next day I did dishes and everything. The next day I went to put the dishes away. There was one of the two ashtrays that I have in the top right-hand side in the place where the bowls go. And one of the last people to use those ashtrays was her, because I don't smoke anymore. Mm-hmm. So I was trying so hard to search my brain for why I would only move one, because it's not like if I was going to move them out of the way, I would just grab both of them.
Yeah.
Right? And there was absolutely no reason for me to be in that top right-hand side. So I'm like, this must be confirmation that this is her. And nothing else weird happened after that. But I'm like, she's telling me not to stop being a taco. I'm like, just do it, you know?
Yeah.
So I took that as a sign that, like, she was that type of person. She just did everything she wanted to do, no matter how ridiculous or whatever. But she was a good
go-getter.
Yeah, yeah, always happy. And so here we are.
Here we are. That's a good step. I mean, you gotta do it. You gotta find out how to host if you host a lot. I had that podcast, Worst Case, and I kind of discontinued it. It's gonna be coming back though, until I get everything set up at home and more. Because right now I drive to it. Well, I would drive to a studio to get it done, so I'm gonna set it up at home so I can do it more the way I want to do it. And I have been getting different ideas for like topics, and I don't know if I want to make it like a game show or make it more like a conversation piece. I kind of feel like I want to have one podcast that has different subgroups.
Yeah. So that's this. I'm gonna probably like separate it. Like it's on YouTube. I have a Patreon, but I don't even have like an amount set yet or anything like that. I still have to look into more of it, but I have those. That's where it'll be, Patreon and YouTube. And what was I gonna say? Oh,
slipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brain slip and slide.
That was the one part I had trouble with in the beginning, and then like I'd listen to old episodes and I'd be like, oh man, why did I say that? Nobody's gonna think I'm this or that, because we live in a judgmental society, so you say the one wrong thing and then you just pissed off like 5 people.
Yeah. Oh well.
So yeah, but then I eventually just kind of like the oh well mentality kind of came in and just,
it's like, well, if you don't like it, turn the channel.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's always something else to listen to or watch or that I talked about that once or twice. That bothers me so much with all the, like you said, judgmental stuff and the cancel culture and I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I don't think you should take away what actually happened.
Yeah,
like it's history. And then at the same time, like if you don't like something, there's something else out there for you.
Yeah.
Maybe the thing that you're listening to is more for someone else, and let them still enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Don't try to take it away from the world just because you got offended.
Yeah, got offended or didn't like what they said. I think having a podcast lets you know who your friends really are.
Yeah, I guess I'll be finding out.
You'll be finding out, yeah, probably. You'll go to the bar and somebody just, I wonder why they're avoiding me. I listened to that episode and you said this and that and this. It's like, even guests get like that too. They get worried of something they're going to say. And then it dictates, like conversation is so much dictated by what's happening in the world right now. So it takes.
I want this to not be that. Mm-hmm. That's what I want this to be. I want this to be, if you have a difference of opinion, we don't have to agree. You know what I mean? As long as you're not an asshole, then we can still get along. Yeah. Or I might be the asshole in a situation. Who knows?
Oh yeah. I tell people almost weekly I'm an asshole. I tend to have that.
I think we all have our moments.
Oh yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
human.
But I got a lot of friends, got a lot of support, got a lot of resources. I've been making connections pretty much, like I said, since probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of people that help me when I'm down. There's been other musicians
good.
that let me sleep on their couch. There's been people who have helped me out, in times I was like, really need it. So
Yeah.
don't burn your bridges. Be good to people. Even if they talk shit on you, you never know.
Yeah.
You might need that person later.
It's hard, but yeah, it's good to put that foot forward.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm always a nice guy, and if somebody has an issue with me, mostly other people will talk for me. I won't be the person that goes out and throws a spear. I'll more or less let my actions and people around me speak for me.
Yeah.
Because I'll just make myself look worse by doing that,
Yeah.
know. So being in public, it's just, it's like high school. Shit goes around. You see, like when I first started, I used to have a horrible drinking problem, and like with music, and there'd be times I didn't have the best reputation because I'd be going out and just kind of like having fun. Where like now it's more, I take it more seriously when I'm out. Yeah, more serious when I'm out. More just accountable because even, and that's the same thing with running a band. Like everybody in your band has to be like a subtle reflection of who you are, because they see them and then their mind goes to you. So there's like this little subconscious connection that goes on with people. So find good people. I mean, that's harder said than done, but you probably drop people before and you probably drop people later.
Yeah, I have disconnected myself from certain people from when I was younger and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Because that's something else that I'm reading in that transformation course that I'm taking. If you're around something, you're eventually it's going to influence you. Mm-hmm. Even if if it's drinking, just because that's just an easy one, or even eating. That's what they used, as an example.
I know. I came from an Italian family and didn't like pasta.
They didn't like pasta?
I didn't like. I was actually I would throw up every time I had pasta growing up.
Oh,
so
you're
my
allergic
parents,
to something in it?
probably gluten allergy. I imagine maybe something like that.
Huh.
Even to this, I haven't had pasta probably in
that's
years, like
disappointing,
decades.
Huh?
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, not really, because I mostly go with a regimen of just meat, plants, and I fast a lot. So,
yeah, I like intermittent fasting.
Yeah, I always do in the morning.
Yeah, I try to. Well, I've been doing it a lot lately, and I try to get anywhere between 12 and 16 hours in. Mm-hmm. And you just feel better.
You do. Your body's not wrestling so much of the food you're eating. Right. So I've been doing that forever. I mean, going to school for medicine, you can't really look at a piece of cake the same way after studying a book for 4 years about health and stuff like that. So a lot of the stuff I do has good reasoning to it, but a lot of people just think I'm crazy too. So
that's because it's really hard for people to let go of all those nice treats and different
basically,
things,
mm-hmm.
and they can't. It's like hard for them to imagine letting all that go and watching somebody else who can. But you would be the good influence on other people that are around you, because you're pretty in stable into it.
Yeah, I love health. That's why I went to school for it.
But if you have somebody who's on the fence, and then you put them around a friend who's like, let's order pizza, let's do this, let's eat, whatever it is, tacos.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that every once in a while.
Well, yeah, right. But
if it's your fourth day of pizzas, like something's got to change.
If you want pizza and you don't want to feel loaded down, do pizza stuffed zucchini.
I think I have tried that, zucchini boats.
I make them, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're amazing. And you can eat like the wholes, like both halves, and you don't feel full at all because there's no carbs.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been wanting to make a stuffed eggplant. That's been something I looked into.
I cannot get down with the eggplant. I tried.
It's a family thing for me. My aunts and stuff always made eggplant, so
the texture isn't as. It's too mushy or something. Too soft for me. I want to eat
baked potato.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Air fryers are great. I just got into those this year. We could talk about those, but that's kind of like a topic everybody already knows. Air fryers. That's so 2 years ago. Like.
Yeah, but people like hearing things that that they use.
Yeah, I got like a $30-$40 one when I moved to my apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and then now with the new place, I want to get just a big one. Like I could live on microwave and air fryer. I don't
Oh
even
yeah,
need an oven. You don't even need an oven anymore, really.
toaster oven, air fryer. Like I have a convection toaster oven. I have an air fryer and a microwave,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I use those more than I use my stove.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I make all kinds of things in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Reheating pizza in the air fryer is awesome too.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best.
And wings. I make wings and make thighs,
Mm-hmm.
chicken breasts,
Yeah.
lots of chicken. I've made salmon and mahi mahi.
I had salmon last night. I had to switch up. Too much chicken and beef like the last couple months.
Yeah.
So I went to Jaffrey's and got blackened salmon.
Blackened
Mm-hmm.
or okay.
Yeah, they cooked it and seasoned it like
Yeah.
and kind of charred the outside of it.
Yeah.
But the inside was still like soft and
Does it have
savory.
like a Cajun type of blackened seasoning? Yeah.
Yeah, and then
That
they had
sounds
like
good.
blue cheese and onions. It was just a big
Oh.
salad. It was really good. But like I said, I didn't get to have leftovers because I drove off the parking lot with it in the back of my Civic. So
Oh, I misunderstood, or I thought you left it in your car. You left
No,
it on
I wish.
top of your car.
yeah, I wish. I was so disappointed.
I did that once that I can think of. It was my purse, and I was leaving home. And it's kind of a funny story, but I didn't even realize I did it. I went all the way to an open mic night for poetry. I was reading some of my poems when I was in my 20s. And then into like my friend and whoever she was dating at the time came with us. When we get back, I saw my purse on the porch. Everything was in it except my Hawaiian Ginger Calgon body spray.
Mm.
Well, then the drunk down the street, he lived in one of the apartments like on my block. Well, it was the only apartment building on my block, but he lived there, and I was like, we called him Buttons, and he was like, "Did you get?" I was like, "Oh, Buttons, did you?" He was the one that found it and put it on there, but he took the spray to give to his girlfriend, and I said, "Buttons, can you bring back my spray, Buttons?" And he did it. I found it on my porch. Only
That's
the
a good
top
guy.
was missing.
She probably tried it out a little bit.
He another time my parents were gone, and this was when I was like, I don't know, I forget how old I was, like 21, 22, something like that. I don't know, something. And they were gone, and I came home from work. I think I was working at Kennywood, and I heard somebody moaning and crying. It was like midnight or something. And I'm like, what is that? And I called the cops because I didn't know if somebody was in the back, because we had a hillside. We have like our yard around the house, and then in the back of the house there's a hillside that looks over Ravensburg Bridge and Clareton Park. And then what was supposed to be a road goes like up behind all the other houses. So anyway, the cops come, they don't find anything, nothing. Well, my parents come home the next day. My dad's outside cutting the grass, and he finds a vodka bottle. He's like, "Did you have a party while we were gone?" I was like, "No, I was like working." And he found a vodka bottle, and I'm like, I put it all together. Town drunk, vodka bottle, guy moaning. I was like, "Oh my God, Buttons rolled over the hill." And so we called, the rescue team comes, there's fire trucks, caution tape everywhere, and they rappel down over the hill. Well, they came up with a jacket that had a program to the wedding he was at that day before, and a pen and $1. And he must have crawled back up the hill because he didn't die. He must have crawled back up the hill, and his jacket. I wonder how far he went.
He probably couldn't feel anything because he was drinking. Like, you know, when you drink so much, you could just break through a wall. You feel like you could just do anything.
Yeah, he probably feels like that every day.
Yeah. Oh, the next day's brutal.
And the jacket was ripped too, and he went back to the cops, and they gave it to him, and he took it to the dry cleaners. It was funny.
Buttons was the name of my grandma's poodle. It's the only other Buttons I know.
A poodle and a drunk.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a Buttons.
Can you imagine a drunk with a poodle?
That would not. That poodle would have a rough life.
Yeah. Yeah. That stinks.
I never had dogs. Like I said, I had chickens, but I'm hoping down the road here to get some dogs here. I want a dog.
Dogs are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dogs rule, cats drool. That's just how I feel.
I'm not a cat person.
No.
I'm not. They smell, especially
They
if
smell.
they got carpet. Like if you got carpet flooring, then you got that thing running around, and just like people that let cats in their bed after. Like I can't justify watching something jump out of a litter box into a place where you sleep. You know, it's just, ugh, why?
Yeah, plus they have an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I've been bitten by cats more than I was bitten by maybe like 2 dogs in my life I can think of.
They're
But I've been
sneaky
bitten by
too. They're
2 or
little
3
ninjas.
cats.
They'll come out like behind the woodworks and just clock you. Like
Yeah. That friend I told you about that passed away, she had 2 of her cats. Once when we were younger and before she moved, I was sleeping over her house and I got bat in the head by the cat. And then I went to Florida to visit her and she had a cat bat me in the head in my sleep.
Ugh.
Like wouldn't stop messing with me, so I locked him in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's when they're going. They're partying at like 2 a.m. It's like that's the cat's high time.
Yeah.
It seems like.
It's not for me. The
No.
dogs are amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to have a really good dog someday, and just have a big yard and be able to. But right now, I'll do what I can with the apartment. My landlord has like a no pet policy right now, so
You can come over and visit Bina if you want.
he's a nice dog. He's very
She.
nice. Jeez, there I go, genderfying your dog again.
It's okay. I'm just messing with you. A lot of people do that with her. She could have like a big pink bow on with like neon flashing pink sign hanging from her, and people will still say he. I think it's just because she's big and kind of looks like a Great Dane, even though she's not.
Yeah, she's got masculine figures. I always just think I relate dogs. I always say he with a dog and she with a cat.
Yeah.
It's like blue and pink.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the same
yeah.
thing.
I can get that. Yeah, I get that. That's cool. So let's see. I wanted to. So, what's your creative process like? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh, really creatively, I just wait till I'm emotionally heightened, and that's always the best time to write.
Yeah.
If I'm happy and everything's going good, it's not really good for writing.
Yeah.
Like if everything's going great, it's like the struggle is what makes me want to write. So I do things a little differently. I'll pick apart a song and let it ferment for like almost 6 months to a year. I know. I don't know if that was you or me.
It was me.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could hear that.
Probably. That was pretty loud. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I'll let it sit there for a while. I never think the first idea off the bat's great, and I adjust it. And I let other people work with it, and then chew it up and spit it out, and then kind of. I like to show people what I made, and then let them make an interpretation, and bring that into the song and layer it that way.
Do you like create a melody first and then write words to it, or do you kind of
It's
like
words first.
write words first?
It's all words first.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Okay.
And I'm one of those people I like to get, if I start a song, it's getting done that day. Like I'm one of those people who start a song and be like, oh, I should, because I'll never go back. I'll never go back and work on it unless I get it done that day. At least then the base of it's there, and it can get changed and altered as time goes on.
When my inspiration hits me, like a lot of times it's when I'm listening to another song, or one time Derek sent me something his band was working on, just the music, and I don't know, I just felt inspired and I just started writing something, whether it fit or not, I don't know. But I wrote it. I think I still have it like in my phone or something. But sometimes like I'll just be listening to a song and I start to have my own, something's happening in my head and I have to write it down, and then I have to listen to that song on repeat until I'm done. But
Walks are great too, if you get a set to
on treadmill, walk, anything active.
Aerobic, and I think the reason there's some science that like the aerobic fitness activates BDNF in your brain, which is brain-derived neurotropic factor, which increases your arteries and veins to expand, so you get more blood flow around the head. Which, I mean, if you look at it that way, you could justify like why you get ideas when you're doing light aerobic stuff, or even just driving in your car.
Because your brain's having to do things. So it's kind of like when you're driving, you're exercising your brain.
Yeah, the part that's like kind of like lulled out on the couch, like I'm more of a task. I'm a task person, so when I'm driving or doing something that doesn't require that, it's easier to get ideas.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, you gotta step out of your life a little bit too.
I knew there was something scientific about it. I just never looked into it.
Yeah, yeah. I usually try to couple fitness with writing because those two things work really good. If I'm like stable or I had like a real lazy morning, nothing good is gonna come out because my
Yeah.
juices aren't flowing.
Yeah.
So physically getting the body up is kind of something I use to my advantage to think and get new ideas.
Do you ever, you're like in the zone, you're doing whatever exercise you're doing or whatever, and you have these thoughts and you're like, I know I should write that down, and then you don't, and then it's gone.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
so horrible.
I used to try to do voice memos and catch everything, but I just found out that's way more stressful, and that
Yeah.
actually hurts the creative process because you're like looking for like
Yes.
gotchas all the time.
Yeah, because I
So-
was going to do that too. Like I have like a little voice app on my phone or something, and
It works good for comedy. I wouldn't say for music though, because
Yeah.
I've done both.
poetry, writing lyrics. I do feel like more like in a flow whenever I'm writing, when I'm actually writing.
I try to write every day. It's usually gratitude, then goals, and then just if it's something that I know is going to get to somebody before I put it on paper, I'll make sure I get it out there then too.
Oh,
So.
that's an awesome. I do. I pray and do affirmations every day, like out loud.
Those are good for you.
Just talk to the universe, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have religion in my life. I mean, I grew up Lutheran family, so recently, the last 2 years, I just really got back in the faith, and it makes me feel great as a person because you can understand how to kind of work forgiveness into your life
Yeah.
because we're all assholes,
I've
like
been
you
on-
said.
Yeah.
So it's good to have. For me, religion serves that purpose of forgiving myself for things and not letting that hold me up.
Yeah. Not letting it pull you back.
Because there's some people like you get angry and you know that emotion stems from something that happened like 5 years ago. Like that's not really them being angry. That's them associating emotion with a previous memory and then that coming in the real time.
Right. Because something's triggering whatever made you that feel whatever you're feeling.
Yeah. So if you had forgiveness in your life more, you could cut the break between the emotion and the past.
Well, forgive yourself for having the emotion and then be able to move forward and fix. At least you have an understanding of why it's happening and you can fix it. Because I've actually been working on a lot of this stuff myself the past few years. And I started with pantheism. And it's been an interesting journey because I believe everything's connected in the universe and everything. But as I've done a lot of thinking, listened to a lot of Jordan Peterson, and
Yeah, he's a good guy to listen to.
yeah, and
But too much of those like self-motivator guys, like if you're not doing anything, you become like a motivational zombie where you just
Knuckles.
listening to people talk about what you should be doing for yourself and then never.
Well,
it.
sometimes no, he's actually really helped me. Like even with this, with this podcast, like when he says make a plan, it doesn't matter if it's a good plan or a bad plan. Just make one and start, and then if it goes in one direction, you're like, oh, that's not working. Well, change directions and go. Try something else and eventually, if you keep trying, you're gonna find something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, positive. But he the way he philosophizes the Bible and stuff, I like hearing it in that way. Yeah.
You gotta clean your room.
Oh
Gotta
yeah.
do these things.
My friend says he always sounds like he's ready to cry, and he kind of is sometimes. Which I think is awesome because you could tell he's like really passionate about helping people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an awesome thing.
Yeah, it's somebody not doing it for the money or the spotlight.
Yeah. 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 I think he has a really good way of keeping his ego in check. Yeah.
I think the ego is like something you can use for yourself. It's like an animal. You just gotta keep it in a cage. It's good for certain things, but you can't let it out of the cage and get into relationships and life and.
It's hard. It's hard, and then but when you work on it, it's an awesome process.
Yeah.
Like when you're willing to like have conversations and willing to work on things with people, it pushes you through the suffer. I was just talking to my friend about this. When you 'cause I've been dealing with something with someone, and I was very confused, and all these different things were going on, but we were talking about suffering and I was listening to Jordan Peterson earlier talking about suffering, but I was also thinking about suffering, and I've recently I'm kind of all over the place right now because there's like 5 different things I want to say, but I've recently put my Graham's rosaries that I have, and I hung them in my car so that I can remember that everybody's suffering.
Oh yeah.
And then it kind of like, you'll have that emotion where you're like, fuck that driver, he blew the stop sign or whatever, or somebody gets mad at you because you blew a stop or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And then like if I see it, it's like I can get past that faster and work and keep that in my mind. It's kind of like work on that, remembering that everybody's, no one's perfect. We're all going through something, and I kind of keeping that in your mind.
It's more visible than ever now. I remember when I was younger, you could just say hello to somebody and they would say hi back to you, and you want to avoid them because of the pain and suffering you'd see on their faces. So I think right now it's very fractionated as far as like just making new friends. It's more difficult now. Nobody wants to get like really close. Like
I love being intimate, like making like close friends and stuff like that, and spending time and bonding, and
it's fun. It's fun because it gives your life like the plot. It like puts around the plot of your life. I feel like rather than just spinning in nothing. Like,
yeah.
It gives you direction. Definitely adds momentum. I love my band. I love what we do together. We've gone real close over the years, and there's been really fun times. And when you're close like that, it makes the fun times even higher. But it also works the other way too. So
yeah, when you're really close to someone, it's more likely that they can hurt you because you know each other so well, or but that's also your opportunity to grow.
Yeah, if you get over it.
And learning things. Yeah. So putting your ego aside and helping each other, work through whatever setback or like defect or whatever it is that you struggle with. It's an awesome thing.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. You love chocolate.
We need to have a therapy session about chocolate. Yeah. Nah, I mostly like the same stuff every day. If it's chocolate, it's that
dark
the
chocolate.
Baking chocolate. Yeah, it's like the real dark chocolate.
I like almond bark, dark chocolate almond bark.
Oh yeah, I love me some almond bark.
I definitely like dark chocolate more so than milk chocolate when I was younger.
Oh yeah. I wonder how, like, I was talking to my buddy about this yesterday, how you can make good, like, nutritional marshmallows. Because what are marshmallows? Some chemical that's puffy.
I think they're just egg whites and sugar or something like that. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a company that
marshmallows
makes,
are awesome, especially the giant campfire ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get my hands on some. I know he was showing me some companies that make, more better source ingredients for marshmallows.
Really?
Yeah, there's probably.
You'll have to tell me about that.
Health nuts have made everything for themselves in the health world. Like, from cake to cupcakes to all this stuff. Like, there's always an alternative.
A friend of mine makes a mug cake, and it's like all protein, and I'm gonna have to learn how to do this.
It's great. It's I used to, when I lived in Donegal, me and my ex would make that together all the time, like every dessert. It was always good. I'm not a big eat out person. I'll go out to eat maybe like once every 3-4 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to cook. I definitely enjoy cooking. But every once in a while, you're like, I don't feel like last night. I didn't feel like it. I had chipsteak and salad for lunch like at 1:00. Then I went on that bike ride in Butler. And I came home, and I was on my way home, and I'm like, I'm kind of hungry. I probably shouldn't eat, but I ended up ordering wings and taking them home, bringing them home and eating those, and then I ended up eating a grilled cheese sandwich.
Nice. Did you make that with the air fryer, or did you just,
no? Grilled cheese in the air fryer?
Somebody at the casino told me you could do that. Yeah.
It toasts? No crap.
Yeah.
Huh.
They say it's amazing.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
I never would have thought.
I'm still learning what stuff to make. I'm making very simple stuff in my air fryer right now, but that's just because my apartment's ripped to pieces right now because everything's in boxes, so I'm kind of just getting by on little stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of non-perishables. I bought a lot of canned food.
Yeah.
Living like I'm in the 1920s, like getting through the Great Depression.
Dry black beans.
Yeah. Oh, I made
dried milk.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, my grandma's got some stories about dried milk. Disgusting. But I made pumpkin hummus last week.
Oh.
Not last week, for Easter.
Is it more of a sweet?
It is. It's more of like a dessert hummus. So you get like pumpkin puree, a couple cans of garbanzo beans, and then fresh garlic, cilantro, herbs and spices, salt and pepper, whatever you want to do with that part. And it's really, really fucking good.
What are you dipping in it? Not vegetables. It seems
carrots, peppers.
Really? Mm-hmm. I love pumpkin like spice stuff and pumpkin pie. Mm-hmm. And I make this cake and I put pumpkin in it. I put a can of pumpkin pie filling in it. I just use like the regular like butter cake or the regular vanilla cake. And then I put that in and I mixed. Last time I did it, I used teff flour.
I've heard
because
that.
I got it by accident on Amazon. I ordered organic nutmeg and I got organic teff flour. And you can't return food.
Have you had like shipping issues like in the past like that, or is that the first time they just sent you the wrong item?
The complete wrong item. I don't know, but sometimes stuff comes broken or beat up. Most of the time, I have pretty good luck with it. Mm-hmm. But
I had a friend. They went to order a pillow and they got a bathroom clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's exactly what you need. Need to know what time. If you have a clock in your bathroom, that's somebody who just is impatient as hell. Like they gotta know what's going on all the time. But radio in the shower would be cool. I do want to get a shower radio. Like that'd be fun.
I just take my Bluetooth Sony speaker.
I do that too.
Hook that and just put it in the bathroom on the windowsill.
Those things are nice. I took my speaker down. I play tennis down near Latrobe. There's some courts down at Keener. So I'll take speakers out and go do that. Mostly boxing and tennis is what I've been into recently. Those seem to be things that I really enjoy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to ask you 2 more questions.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you play a song because I don't want to keep you too long so you can do your gig later.
Yeah, we're playing, check out my band, Luke Weltz Band. We're playing at Costanza's tonight from 8 to 11. So, yeah.
And where else can people find you, like online and stuff?
LukeWeltz.com is the website. Luke Weltz Band on Spotify. The @ symbol, Luke Weltz Band for Instagram and Facebook. And that's pretty much it right now. We're dropping, we have 3 singles up on Spotify right now that you can check out. And then we have a 16-track record coming out May or June time. And then, live performances all around. I got an open mic starting on the 26th at Yinzer Valley Farm from 6 to 8. My band's playing the 21st at Millville Music Fest. And there's stuff every weekend for me, whether it's solo, hosting, or backing, or just playing as my own band. So.
Does your website have your gigs on it?
Yep, there's show tabs. There's a website. There's a merch shop tab right there now, but I just got a new logo design, so there's nothing up there. But there will be new T-shirts, new merchandise coming this summer. So.
Oh, nice, sweet. Okay, so if you could turn into any animal, what would you turn into?
I wanted to say some kind of bird, like a penguin, so I could slide on my belly.
You want to slide on your belly?
I could slide anywhere on my belly, yeah. Everywhere would be, my life would be a giant slip and slide. That would be great.
That's awesome.
I always liked drawing penguins too growing up.
I love
penguins.
penguins.
My favorite animal to draw. I don't know why.
I don't know if I drew a penguin, but I always loved penguins and tigers.
Tigers are very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I would say penguin. Second would be...
Would you want a penguin as a pet?
No, birds are nasty.
Yeah, I guess.
Birds I just say that from having chickens. Like they are just nasty
chickens
animals.
Chickens are pretty.
But they shit everywhere.
Yeah, when your animal is only so big, like the food doesn't take that long to process.
No.
So it's constant.
Yeah, they are a good source of food though, especially at a time like this when everything's up. Price of living's up. So having animals like that I learned a lot. So whenever I get my own place.
Fresh eggs are amazing.
Yeah, they are. They are. Oh, I remember I found a wild turkey. We lived on about 5 acres of land growing up, and I went walking. There was this wild turkey, and it flew away, and I went over to its nest, and I grabbed one of the eggs thinking I could just take it home, cook it, and eat it. When I cracked it open, there was an eyeball in it.
Ew.
It was so nasty.
An eyeball?
Yeah, it was like
inside an egg.
It was almost developed. It wasn't like a fresh egg where it's just an embryo. It was like kind of the mother bird must.
What do they call that when incubating?
Yeah, so it was sort of almost a bird, and it was just a wild.
Is that
from
an abortion?
I guess. I specialize in wild turkey abortions. Yeah, it's my specialty.
That's funny. Well, we don't have to go into that.
No, it's not a fun topic.
Yeah.
There's way more other things to talk about than that.
On that note, you want to end on an abortion?
Yeah, right? That would really bring this podcast full circle.
Oh, man. You mentioned you don't really watch a lot of TV, but what was your, what is one of your favorites from growing up? Did you watch movie, TV, something you were into? Something that brings back nostalgia for you.
Mm-hmm. I would say, I used to love Teen Titans.
I'm not aware of this.
Teen Titans. It was on Cartoon Network.
Oh, that was my Cartoon Network was different than your Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there was still Dexter and the older ones there, but Teen Titans the main character was Robin from Batman and Robin, and he had Cyborg and Raven and these other superheroes with them.
So it's kind of like...
and they all lived in one big house.
Okay.
Or Blues.
Did they rent it off of Batman?
Yeah, I guess. He probably had
Bruce Wayne.
Their sugar daddy, Batman. That or Blue's House for Imaginary Friends. He was...
Baloo. The dog or whatever?
No, Blue was he just looked like a little kind of like Pac-Man ghost. And there was a house, and it was for every kid that has an imaginary friend lives in that house. Oh. So it's a house of monsters and different stuff.
All the imaginary friends live. That sounds like a nice concept.
It was very cool.
That would be a cool movie.
Mm-hmm.
If they brought it to life.
They made a movie. Oh, really? They turned it into a movie.
Was it a cartoon though?
Yeah, it was all cartoon.
They should do it more like a pixel type thing, or like a. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Kind of mix the reality into it.
Yeah, it was such a good show because this kid, he imagined Blue, and Blue went to the foster home for it was a foster home for imaginary friends. That was the title of it. And so the kid that has Blue as his friend goes in the house and meets other friends, and they do different things. Together. Yeah, and they try to do real person things. Yeah, and it's funny because they're all imaginary creatures in real life.
That's funny.
It was a very cool show. Yeah, anything that sparked imagination, I thought that was pretty cool. It was a good show. It did that.
I'm a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan.
Played the video games a lot. Didn't really watch the show.
The arcade game was amazing when it came out. We would hover around it, and they were you'd be in line to play, and everybody wanted to be Michelangelo. Well, a lot of people did.
Of course, there was you remember the game Rocksmith? It's a video game. Yeah, it's a video game that you can plug a real guitar like this into. It's like Guitar Hero for real guitar players, basically. But there would be arcade games you would do. So you would be playing the notes, and an arcade game would be going on in front of you. And one of them was the Mutant Turtles fighting somebody in the street, and you'd be playing the notes to do attacks on the person you're fighting.
That's interesting. Mm-hmm. No, I never saw that.
They had a bunch of games like that, just simple stuff like Frogger and stuff. You would play notes, and it would get you good, but not. You would be able to tell somebody who's done live music for 5 years as opposed to Rocksmith for 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can get good at Frogger just driving the streets around the Allegheny County area.
Oh yeah,
I hate
driving. I really just hate driving in general. Just people are nasty, potholes. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I don't mind driving. I actually deliver pizza for a couple days a week, so I enjoy it. Most of the time. Yeah.
I would enjoy it more if I haven't.
Because I jam or I listen to something or I'm.
Yeah. I haven't had my radio fixed in over a year, so I drive around like a serial killer to nothing, just silence at the red light. Yeah.
You could bring a Bluetooth and just let your phone play on the speaker and the Bluetooth. So you don't even have to fix the radio.
I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
I'm lazy with some things. I kick ass at a lot of things, but I'm lazy with some things. Like I'm a human.
We all are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can't do it all.
Be nice, and maybe in virtual reality you can, but in the real world it's damn impossible.
I don't want to live in virtual reality. I like actual reality.
It was funny. We were ripping apart a fireplace this week, me and my landlord, and we did all of it. And we got done. I'm like, that would have been so much better in the metaverse. 'Cause this sucks. I'm breathing insulation and pulling apart, brick walls and sweating. Who wants this?
But meanwhile, you're laying on a couch somewhere with your house falling apart around you because you're in the metaverse all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, did you ever watch Ready Player One?
No.
Oh,
I've heard
man.
of it. No.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. There's actually, I'm not into anime, but a friend of mine was like, well, if you're not into it, this one you might like. It's like a beginner's anime. Mm-hmm. It's called Sword Art Online, and it's a very similar storyline to I Am Number 4, or not I Am Number 4. Ready Player One. Mm-hmm. But
I think I know I Am Number 4.
I was an extra in that.
Yeah.
That's why I said that by accident. Mm. But I didn't make it in a scene though.
Oh man.
But it was fun.
That would be fun. I think there's other things to do besides, music's great, podcasting's great, but there's so many things you can jump into.
Well, sometimes they need musicians and stuff. I actually get emails from Nancy Mosser casting all the time.
Casting's
when they're looking
cool.
for when they're looking for different actors and things.
I don't think I can act, but I would like to model clothes. That'd be something.
You could do that.
Yeah. Because like right now I'm just working out for free.
You want to?
Like, why don't I just start making money off it?
You can model the Cycletopia shirt.
Nice. I'll put it on my Instagram.
There you go. Well, I had a good time talking to you.
Yeah, this is good. It's my Friday. It's my day off, so doing this and then got the show later and I get to sleep in because I don't have to work Saturday.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
no getting up at 1 a.m. It is nice.
Yeah.
But my ass will be inside.
You get to enjoy the drive home. That's got to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
You said you don't like driving.
I'm not a big fan of driving. I mean, generally, driving, I'm like, it's okay. Yeah. I got hung up here because my phone died, so the GPS timed out, so I had to pull over somewhere, plug it in while the car was running and everything.
One day you won't be able to drive.
Yeah, if gas gets like $7.
Well, I mean, physically. So
I
think of stuff like that. Even when I'm walking, I'm like, I am so thankful I can walk right now because one day I'm not going to be able to do this.
I feel like I'm just going to be one of those older guys that plays tennis and swims and still does stuff,
Yeah,
Doesn't look like I really
I'm going to push it as long as I can. I don't I want to live forever. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Ever. I don't want to die. If I could find a way to stay alive after my body's done, I would do it.
I would be interested to see what's after this. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Well, yeah, that's true. Maybe having a near-death experience first?
I've had 2.
Have you?
One, I almost drowned on a farm. And then the second one, I was almost hit by a tractor-trailer truck when I was a kid.
What was the experience like?
Relieved that I didn't die. Both of those.
Well, when you were almost dying in that moment, did you have any, because what scientifically it unlocks the DMT in your pineal gland.
Oh, for sure. I think the second experience was more. Did you have any kind of
or maybe the adrenaline numbs you?
The first time I was like 8 and I was running across the bus stop to try to get to my mother, and it just kind of like came up like a gust of wind behind me. So
You got hit by a bus?
Almost got hit by a tractor trailer that was going down my road. And I got off the road onto the neighbor's driveway before it went. So at that point, I was
it just scared the hell out of you.
It did. And my mom's talking to the neighbor, and I'm like, she didn't see any of that. She would have been freaking the hell out.
I've had those kind, but when I mean near death, I mean like you are actually like on the table and you flatline and then you come back, like that type of.
Oh. No, just almost got
like close calls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they are eye-opening though.
They are. I remember the second experience was more. I have more to say about that because I was older. So this was like when I was in my mid-20s. I'm still in my mid-20s. I don't know why I said that, but anyway, you get it. I had a brain that actually had more
It
conscious
was,
thoughts.
yeah,
So
more developed.
yeah, it was more developed. So I just remember like being almost stuck in. It was basically like mud, quicksand, kind of like up to like here, and then I'm like, well, it's a beautiful day, and like, and I'm thinking like nobody knows I'm gonna die. Like nobody knows my family's not here right now. No one's here. So
Yeah.
it was me more or less just thinking like, wow, nobody knows this right now that I'm about to
Yeah.
die. And then luckily the farmer came out and got me out with the rope.
Oh, wow.
So, but if he wasn't there, yeah, I would be dead.
How did you end up in this
I was
position?
weed whacking near a pond,
Oh.
and the part where the mud and the grass met for the water, I took a step and like immediately down to my waist, and then struggle up to my chest.
Kind of like a
struggle.
quicksand thing, like where the more you struggled,
Yes.
the worse it was.
And that is my biggest fear is drowning. Like that whole, I want to be
Yeah.
quick. You know what I mean? I don't want to just sit
like
there.
suffer.
Yeah, we sat there
like
in dark.
get eaten by zombies or drown or.
Yeah, I just want it to be quick. Like I might do it myself. I don't know.
Oh, let's hope that doesn't happen.
No, I'm joking. But it was those two experiences. Yeah, those were the two.
Interesting. I almost, well, when you mentioned tractor trailer, I was I was driving and I had a friend with me, and I was coming up on the Elizabeth Bridge, that ramp that takes you onto Elizabeth Bridge to go towards Pittsburgh, and this lady in this gold Mustang rear-ended me at the stop sign, and there was a tractor trailer coming, and she nudged me forward, but I kept my foot on the brake. If I wouldn't have, we'd have been dead for sure. I was like, how old was it? 20s, early 20s. And I, of course we couldn't pull over on the bridge, to exchange. So I'm like, my hands are up in the air and I'm like going crazy because I'm like, she almost killed us. We were like, the tractor trailer was like half a foot
Right.
away from the front of the car.
You were in your flow state.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if that's flow state or if that's just like,
Rage can be a flow. I meant like that as a joke.
Yeah.
Rage flow state.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we got to the other side, and she's like, I'm so sorry, or whatever, and I calmed down and ended up getting a new bumper, or $800 or something like that. Yeah. But, all right.
All
Well,
right.
we are going to end this with, thank you for coming.
Oh, yeah.
I really do appreciate it, and it was a great time. We're going to end this with one of Luke's singles.
Yeah, it's gonna be on the record. It's not a single now, but it's the first song I ever wrote.
Okay.
So it's called Blue Paint.
Let's take it off.
Here we go again, staring at the window, waiting for the world change inside. Just like you, oh, just like you. I've got to go. No time to be wasted. Pour myself a drink, something strong that burns inside. Just like you, oh, just like you. Everybody wants you, babe, but you ain't free. There's no hesitation. Oh, this life is your creation that's painted blue. Let's paint it blue. Yeah, let's paint it blue, blue, oh, blue. Let's paint it blue. Here we go again, yeah. Staring at the window, waiting for the world change inside. Just like you, Yeah, just like you. I've got to go. No time to be wasted. Pour myself a drink, something strong that burns inside. Just like you, yeah, just like you. Whoa, everybody wants you, babe. But you ain't free, no, no, no. There's no hesitation. Oh, this life, yeah, it's your creation. It's painted blue. Let's paint it blue. Yeah, let's paint it blue, blue, oh, blue. Let's paint it blue. Yeah, so that song is a studio version coming
wonderful.
out. Thanks. Yeah, there's a studio version coming out in the next month or so, and I did a nice little piano solo on it, and we had Joe Scheller play saxophone on that one too. So it's going to be a real more colorful lighting when it's actually out in the studio version, because we really put a lot of time into it. We didn't want to release junk, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for coming.
Thanks again. Yeah, appreciate it. Check out my stuff online, lukeweltz.com, Luke Weltz Music. And yeah, thanks again.
All right, don't be a taco.
Arriba.
So see you later.
See you.